Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be going over which credit cards I have in my wallet right now. The last time I did this was at the end of March, so almost 2 months ago, and there's been quite a few changes. My wife has gotten a little bit more involved in getting some of these credit cards. So I'll talk about, all that, and I'll go over, my point and mile balances across most of my accounts, as well as some of the redemptions since that last video. And then I'll talk about, which cards I'm going to get later on during this year. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So first, let's go ahead and talk about how many points and miles I have across most of my accounts. Not all of them, but these are pretty much the big balances I have. So I'm not gonna go into too much detail here, but it's about $11,500 worth. And that's based on the Point Guys valuation, except for Chase and Amex, which I value at 1.5 cents per point, just to be a little bit more conservative. I think they value their points at 2 cents per point. So being a little bit conservative here instead of going with that. So I might actually get more value, but I know I can at least get 1.5 cents per value. Now, if you compare my balance compared to March when I did my last video, you can see there's been quite a bit of activity here. A lot of Amex miles used, Marriott, Delta, Alaska Air, Hyatt, a lot of miles and points I've been using. So let's go ahead and talk about a couple of the redemptions very quickly on where these points went to. For the first trip that we have booked, it's going to be to Los Cabos coming up in August, which I've done a completely separate video on how I booked the airline ticket as well as the hotel. And just a quick overview for the airline, we're going to be flying economy going there and then business coming back on Delta. And then for the hotel, we did make some changes since I did that video. I said I was going to be staying at the Cape, which is a Hyatt property, but after talking to one of my friends who lives out on the West Coast, who's been to Los Cabos a few times, he said the Cape, was a pretty nice hotel, but it gets kind of loud, and we wanted to kind of avoid that. So we decided to go to Nobu and Hard Rock, which is what he recommended, which is on like the other opposite side of Los Cabos. But these hotels look absolutely great. We booked them directly through the hotels. So Nobu directly through the hotel, and then actually Hard Rock we booked through Booking.com. Now you may be wondering, okay, but what about using points and stuff like that? Well, the good thing right now, at least through September, is that if you book something with cash, you can always go back if you have a Chase Sapphire card and use those points for your pay yourself back. So that's what we plan on doing. We plan on just using points to get enough cash back to cover that actual trip. So we're kind of indirectly using the Chase Travel Portal, if you want to say that, just indirectly using our points in order to pay for this vacation. Now the next trip after Los Cabos is going to be to Japan in March of 2022. We'll probably have another vacation sometime in the late fall or early winter before Japan, but right now Japan is the one that's pretty much completely booked. So if you guys have been following my channel for a while, I was supposed to go to Japan last March, but unfortunately COVID hit, so we did have to cancel. So I'm pretty excited to get this opportunity to go again, and we got that when we saw a really good flight deal using Scott's Cheap Flights for a $400 round trip ticket to Japan from Atlanta. So we definitely jumped on that almost immediately and got those tickets again for $400 round trip, which is stupid cheap. Now, when we booked the flight, we actually went out as far as we possibly could on the Air Canada website. We wanted to land somewhere in the middle of the cherry blossom season, and we have some other things on our calendar during March of 2022. So it's kind of a weird time frame that we had to put this trip in. But just recently, we actually extended the trip by booking a business class ticket on Japan Airlines for the flight back to America. Now, I wanted to go into a little bit more detail on how we booked those business class tickets, and we did each ticket a little bit differently. So for one ticket, we booked directly with Japan Airlines for 50,000 miles, and I think roughly about $80 or so. Now, Japan Airlines does not have a partnership with any of the major credit cards like Chase, Amex, or Citi. The only way that you can collect Japan Airline miles is pretty much by flying Japan Airlines, getting their really, really bad credit card, which I definitely don't think you should be doing, or by transferring points from Marriott to Japan Airlines. Now, if you guys didn't know this, Marriott actually has the most airline partners out of everyone. So they have more than Chase, they have more than Amex, they have more than Citi. They have the most, and usually their points transfer at a 3-to-1 ratio with that airline. And then every 60,000 Marriott points that you transfer, they'll give you a 5,000 mile bonus. So I transferred 120,000 Marriott points to Japan Airlines for this 50,000 mile redemption. Now, in terms of how much this flight would normally cost, it would be $5,000. Now, we actually are flying into Dallas and not into Atlanta, and that's because Japan Airlines only has about 10 cities where they fly direct to. So Dallas was happening one of them, and unfortunately Atlanta wasn't. Now, if you were to look at the redemption rate, if you look at from the Marriott points that we transferred to 120,000 points, that's about a 4 cents per point redemption rate. So not too bad considering that, Marriott hotels usually only give you like 0.8 cents per point. So no, in terms of value, this is a better way to redeem your points. But of course, maybe you don't actually value business class to be that much. So I can totally understand that. But just on paper, it's a 4 cents per point redemption. And then if you look at it from the other side of the Japan airline miles that we use, the 50,000 miles, that's a 10 cents per point redemption rate, which is pretty good. But I can't really look at it that way because, I got those points through the Marriott account and not through Japan Airlines. So, but 10 cents per point, if you're able to accumulate that many points at Japan Airlines, is an incredible redemption rate. And then for the second ticket, we booked that through Alaska Air for 60,000 miles. So Alaska Air and Japan Airlines are partners, of course, and you can book Japan Airlines tickets directly on their website. So 60,000 miles, and the way that we got the Alaska Air miles is pretty much mostly through the credit card that I got back in 2019. And this is actually one of the main reasons why I got the Alaska Air credit card anyway, was to book a business or first class ticket on either Japan Airlines or Cathay Pacific. So finally got to use those miles I've been accumulating. So I think that sign up bonus was about 40,000 points. So to get the remaining points, we got 13 or 14,000 points through the Alaska Air shopping portal. So that is just like Rakuten, guys, or Ebates, or whatever you want to call Rakuten. So you can install a little browser extension if you're on your desktop, and you get the same little pop-up window when you're shopping online to accumulate miles. They have a lot of promotions going on. So I accumulate a lot of miles that way, and also through their Alaska Air dining program as well. So if you tie your credit card to their dining program, and if you go to any restaurant in that program, you get miles that way as well. So that's how I pretty much got roughly, I think it's like 14 or 15,000 Alaska Air miles. So then I'm sitting at about 55,000. So I need 5,000 more. So I transfer some more Marriott points to Alaska Air in order to get enough miles to book this other business class ticket. As for the hotel, well, this is still kind of up in the air right now. So I did book the Hyatt Regency for the original time frame that we had booked. But again, I did extend the vacation by a few days. So I'm gonna have to extend the hotel stay as well. But for the original stay, we were looking at about $1,600 if we were gonna pay cash at the Regency, which is just a basic king bed room, guest room. So nothing too fancy here, but that cost us 84,000 Hyatt points. So that's where I use all my Hyatt points. And that's a 1.9 cents per point redemption. So not too bad there. But again, this is probably gonna be canceled and altered because I'm pretty sure at some point we're gonna be going to Kyoto for a few days and staying at some other hotels. So of course I'll be keeping you guys up to date as I make those changes in our travel plans. All right, so those are all of my points and all the activity when it comes to redemption over the past couple of months. So definitely a lot going on, but I'm very excited for these 2 trips. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna book a couple more trips this year. So I'll keep you guys up to date, but let's go ahead and jump in to see what's in my wallet right now. Now, to be honest, there's really not that much going on in my wallet since that last video. Most of the excitement is really with my wife's wallet. So I'll quickly go over the cards that I have. And the first one is gonna be the Amex Platinum. I'm still using this for 10x back at grocery stores as well as gas stations. And of course, this was part of the sign-up bonus where you get 10x back at these 2 categories for 6 months. So my 6 months window ends sometime in just a few weeks, actually in the middle of June. So once that's over, I'll switch back to my Gold card in order to get the 4x back at grocery stores. And then I have the Freedom Flex card, which gives me 3x back at restaurants. Yes, I could be using my Gold card to get 4x back, but I'm trying to collect some more Chase Ultra Reward points just because I already have a lot of Amex points. So using the Flex card to get a 3x back. And those are the only 2 credit cards I really keep in my wallet right now, the Platinum and the Freedom Flex. And then I have 2 debit cards, my Chase debit card as well as my Charles Schwab debit card. Now I do keep some credit cards just kind of lying around for just miscellaneous purposes, like my Freedom Unlimited and Blue Business Plus card, which are my everyday spending cards, but I usually don't use them too often because I'm usually not going out to buy anything other than groceries and food. And if I do need to use it, of course, I'll pick it up and bring it with me. And then I have like the Chase Ink Cash card, which pretty much just pays my bills. So my cell phone bill, internet, cable, all 5 points back on those categories. And then I have my Delta Platinum card, which is giving me that $15 dining credit every month until the end of the year. So you know I'm using that. I got my Hilton Honors card, which gives me $5 dining credit every month. And then I have my Marriott Bonvoy business card with Amex, which gives me a $15 credit on my phone bill every month. So I'm using all those credits. Please believe it. And of course, you know, the PayPal $30 credit for the Amex Platinum card, which ends in June. So we just got 1 more month with that. So sad face. All right, so moving on to the main event and going over which credit cards are in my wife's wallet. So she just recently picked up 2 new cards. And the first one is going to be the World of Hyatt credit card. Now, this is the first Hyatt credit card in this household. So I never personally picked it up when I was under 524. You know, I've been doing this travel reward credit card game for a while now, longer than I've been doing this YouTube channel. And, you know, I just didn't realize how good Hyatt was until it was too late, right? I wasn't really following YouTube or on Reddit at the time. So yeah, I missed out on it. And it's probably my biggest regret when it comes to picking up credit cards. But you know, learn from my mistake, guys. You definitely get the World of Hyatt credit card if you're under 524. It's just a great partner card when it comes to, you know, Chase Ultimate Reward Points. So we got that card. We're working on the sign-up bonus where you get 30,000 bonus points after you spend $3,000 in the first 3 months. And then if you want to, you can spend an additional up to $15,000 and you'll get a 2 bonus points for every dollar spent. So you can work up to another 30,000. So a potential of 60,000 points. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. I'm going to do a separate video on this sign-up bonus as well as the card in general. So definitely keep an eye out on that. So the second card my wife has picked up is going to be the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. Now this is actually just an upgrade for her. So she had the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, but since we were doing all this booking through possibly the Chase Travel Portal or the Pay Yourself Back feature, we wanted to go ahead and upgrade her so she can get that 50% boost instead of just a 25% boost. Now if you're someone that's on the ropes about upgrading the card and you're kind of nervous about paying that annual fee of $550, it's definitely worth to upgrade to the Sapphire Reserve card just for that 50% boost because it will save you so many points. It definitely covers the price difference when it comes to the 2 annual fees. And then of course when you factor in like the Chase Sapphire Reserve's travel credit. So definitely worth it. And we definitely saved quite a bit of points. We did the math before we decided on actually upgrading the car. So we went ahead and did it. And yeah, so we got the Chase Sapphire back in our household. So those are the cards we have right now. And then going forward, we have a few cards we are still looking at picking up. So for me, I'm looking at the Chase Sapphire Preferred card sometime later this summer because I will be eligible for the Sapphire sign-up bonus again, which you had to wait 48 months between sign-up bonuses in order to get. So my 48-month window will be ending sometime in the middle of the summer. So I will be picking up the Sapphire Preferred cards for specifically the sign-up bonus, and then I'll probably cancel the card a year later or downgrade it rather. But that is something I plan on picking up. And then we're going to be looking at the Hilton Aspire card, getting that again, or the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant card, or both. I'm not sure yet. Leaning more towards the Hilton Aspire card just because it's just a terrific card. But I really like Marriott Properties quite a bit. So I'm kind of on the fence as to which I should get or if I should get both. My wife probably wouldn't want me to get both. So we will see. That won't be until later this year. And then, if we see any other cards between now and then that have really good sign-up bonuses and we know we can use the points or miles, I'll probably pick up those as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's everything, points, redemptions, and credit cards. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, guys, what cards you have in your wallet. And if you've been, booking any vacations, let me know. But thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.